Hello everybody and welcome back to Across the Line F1 with me, Tom, and my co-host, Zack.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about our Bahrain Grand Prix race predictions. Now, we are filming this on the 27th of February. So last week was F1 testing, which we have watched all 3 days of, but we have not seen any of the free practice, qualifying, and obviously the race. So we are going into this with just the knowledge from testing last week. So, Zack, do you want to kick things off with who you've got for pole position for the Bahrain 2024 Grand Prix?
Great and boring, Max Verstappen.
Look at you with your Red Bull merch on as well. You're proper glory supporter, you. Yeah, I've also gone for Max as well. I mean, the car looked dominant in testing. I can't imagine it's going to drop off all of a sudden.
No, you put softs on that and it's going to fly.
The C3 compound was a medium at testing, but that's going to be the soft for this weekend. And I think he was the fastest on that tyre, if I'm not wrong, because Mercedes and Ferrari were on the C4s. I think George was on the C4 at the end, and he got a pretty quick lap time, and Charles as well. Interesting, though, none of us has gone for the other Red Bull driver.
No, but on to our next category, which is the podium and the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got Checo in third place.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. And then in second?
Lando.
Wow, you think McLaren's going to be that strong out the door? Okay.
I do. I think they're gonna fly. And then in my race winner, pole to race winner, Max Verstappen start the season off on a win. And despite my Red Bull top that I'm currently wearing, I actually would much prefer Red Bull have a weaker start to the season out of entertainment, and F1 needs to be more competitive this year.
Third place for me, I've got Carlos Sainz from Ferrari. Then in second place, I've gone for Charles Leclerc from Ferrari. And the winner of the race is Lando. No, it's not Lando. It's Max Verstappen. It's I think Ferrari's going to be quick this weekend. I hope Ferrari's going to be quick this weekend. I think no one's going to be able to touch Max, unfortunately. But I'd like to see the Ferraris have a good go at it. So it's interesting to see what we've read from testing in that matter of fact.
I think Ferrari will have a good year. I just don't think it's going to be an immediate. I think it's going to be a ramp up for them.
Okay. So if I was to say the biggest winner of the weekend, which team or driver do you think will be the biggest winner of the weekend? Who's going to come into this weekend and outshine everybody?
I've got Racing Bulls down, and reason being is I think they'll get double point scoring.
Oh, you think they're going to be in the top 10 straight away?
Both drivers, yeah.
Really? And out of the two of them, who do you think would score higher?
My heart says Danny. I think Danny Rick to sort of get that. I know Yuki's been fantastic in that AlphaTauri before, just maybe a little bit inconsistent. I'd love to see both of them in the points, and I just think it will add to that sort of narrative of a bit of controversy, Red Bull having a second team that's competitive.
Yeah, I agree with that. I however haven't been as out there. I've gone for Ferrari again. I really should be wearing a Ferrari top, not a McLaren one today. I mentioned in our last podcast, Ferrari's tyres look good this year, and last year they were cooking them more than a margarita pizza in an oven. They were boiling after a few laps. So I think to have that tyre life, the less deg advantage from other teams, like I think Mercedes had quite high deg in testing. I'm not too sure of McLaren. I think Ferrari's going to have a good weekend. I hope they are, because last year I think Charles DNF'd and an engine problem, and Sainz got overtaken by Alonso towards the end. But with there being winners, there's obviously going to be losers. So who's the biggest loser?
I have no optimism in Alpine this year. I think they're going to start the season really badly. I also wouldn't be surprised if not both Alpines finish this race.
Well, ooh, really?
I think they might retire one just off position, or I don't know. Part of me thinks that a team usually on the first race of the season, one team at least has something that they have not accounted for in the car that mechanically goes wrong.
Yeah.
And I I'm pipping that to be Alpine.
Yep, it's pretty much the same story on my side. It's Alpine. I've got Alpine down for the biggest loser. I don't know what's gone wrong with that team. They've evolved backwards somehow. We mentioned that in 2021, it seemed like they had some sort of upwards progression being made. But ever since Alonso's left that team, it's sort of been a sort of downhill snowball effect almost of negativity and issues. So, no, I'm with you on that. Biggest loser of the weekend. I'm going to have to give to Alpine as well.
So the next category, which is the biggest news story to come from Bahrain.
Yep.
What have you gone with?
So I feel like one of the obvious ones is the controversy surrounding Christian Horner at the moment. But I've tried to stay away from that. However, it is Red Bull related to a degree. I think if the RB is quick, I think we're going to see some drama between the teams complaining about the parts and the legality behind that RB, the VCARB 01, whatever it's called. I think that's going to be the headline of the weekend. If that RB, the Racing Bull, is quick, I think we're going to see someone like Zack Brown, who's already been a little bit vocal about this. I think we're going to see the likes of him, maybe Toto, possibly Fred. I don't know if they're going to lodge something towards the FIA or the Formula One body. I think there will be something about that car that will get controversy this weekend, if not Christian Horner.
Okay, I've gone more speculative. I've gone that I predict throughout this season there's going to be fireworks with Mercedes. Reason being, Lewis is moving on. George is quite hot-headed, and also I think he almost has a level of entitlement, thinking he on his first year there outperformed Lewis, but he wants to be the first driver at any team he's ever going to race for. Unfortunately, at the moment, he's got a 7-time world champion in his way.
Yeah.
I think with him moving on next year, I think Mercedes have to put their eggs in the George basket. And I think
develop him now. Yeah.
I think race one, I don't think we're going to see any sort of like Nico collision, anything like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if they swap the driver order in George's favour, or something comes out of team orders that causes a bit of controversy race one.
So last two questions, quick fire ones, yes or no's. Well, this one isn't. This is just a number of DNFs. Do you think there'll be DNFs? If so, how many? And if you want to guess who, feel free. That's a bold guess if you do, but
I mean, I've already said Alpine.
Of course, he's got names, he's got receipts.
So I've already said Alpine. I think yes, DNFs. Usually, you find in that first race of the season there is going to be just things that they haven't been able to stress test until the first race of the season.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe there's going to be DNFs. There always is race one.
How many?
2 years ago, both Red Bulls, both AlphaTauris. Oh no, one AlphaTauri. It was
one AlphaTauri, both Red Bulls. In the start 22.
I'm gonna go with 3.
3. That is the same as me. So I'm gonna change my answer, and I'm gonna say 2. Purely just because these cars are fairly reliable, and the only engine that I don't have much faith in is the Alpine, the Renault engine. So
there are other ways to DNF out of a race.
That's true, but I think it's going to be fairly clean. I think we're going to see... I'm saying 2 for the sake of interest of the content. In reality, I don't think barely anyone's going to retire, but I'll say 2 just to hedge my bet, just in case. And with there being DNFs, do you think there'll be a safety car, yes or no?
Yes.
You do? Yeah, same here as well, same here. I'm not sure what the percentage is of a safety car around Bahrain, but it's I'm sure it's more often than not that there is a safety car around Bahrain.
Yeah. I think in general, it's more often what they consider or what they deem to be worthy of a safety car now, because it's so focused on safety, the sport. Yeah. I think they bring that out at any opportunity they reasonably can.
So there we go. Those are our opinions and thoughts. Well, there are predictions on the 2024 Bahrain Grand Prix. Now, throughout these podcasts, we are going to be asking the opinion of one other man. Now, me and Zack have been watching F1 for a good few years. But what about people who don't watch F1? Well, thankfully, we've got a friend called Ian who has absolutely no interest in sports in general, to be fair. I don't think he cares for football, rugby, anything. So we're going to ask our friend Ian what he thinks is going to happen in this race. And this is what he had to say. Right, hello Ian.
Tom, hello.
Welcome to Across the Line. And today, what I want you to do is to guess which 10 drivers will be scoring points at this weekend's Bahrain 2024 Grand Prix. Okay? Go.
Okay, I've got this.
Okay.
Right. Well, I think we'll start off with which is Lewis Hamilton. You can't not know Lewis Hamilton.
Okay.
Max Verstappen. I've heard that name be mentioned by you quite a lot. So Pierre Gasly, because he's got the word gas in his name, so you need that for Formula 1, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, let's go with Lance Stroll. Yeah, I think Lance Stroll. Yeah. George Russell. Let's have a look. Carlos Sainz.
Signs.
Is it? Oh, yeah. It's not like Sainsbury's then, no.
No, it's like Heinz. Signs. That's 6.
I'm just looking at all the names that I can pronounce. So Lando Norris.
Yeah.
That is how you pronounce Norris, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alexander Albon. Oh, I think I've heard Charles Leclerc before. So, yeah, Charles Leclerc. Oh, Nico Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg. Okay.
What a great surname that is.
Right. So, Ian, your 10 drivers are Lewis, Max, Stroll, Gasly, Russell, Sainz, Lando, Alex, Charles, and Nico.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that's an interesting list. We'll see if it comes true.
Can't see why not.
Yes. Fantastic. Right. Thank you very much, Ian, for your time. Well, there we go. That's what Ian has to say. And obviously, you've heard our opinions as well. Zach, do you think it's going to be a good race this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think optimistically. I think I'm maybe answering that with my heart than my brain. I think it's going to be a good race.
Yeah, winter season. It's been, 3 months off now? So it'll be nice to see cars back on track racing again. I think it'll be good. Bahrain's usually okay. It was decent last year. And it was good in 22, good in 21. It's had a string of decent years. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode of Across the Line. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff.
Whack the bell.
Yes, hit the bell.
Hit that bell.
And leave a comment down below on what you think is going to happen during the Bahrain 2024 Grand Prix. And we'll see you guys in our next episode, which will be our race review of the 2024 Bahrain Grand Prix. So until then...
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell. So until then, hit the bell. And we'll see you in the next episode. So, yes, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.